The debris of what was once the starship Athena floated aimlessly through the void of space, a silent testament to the ferocity of the battle that had just ensued. Among the twisted metal and scattered remnants of technology, a lone figure in a damaged spacesuit maneuvered with a grace that belied her critical condition. Captain Ilara Jensen, the sole survivor of the Athena's crew, propelled herself through the wreckage with a single-minded determination to live. Ilara's suit, punctured in several places, was a patchwork of emergency seals and jury-rigged life support adaptations. Her oxygen was dwindling, her body battered, and yet her resolve was unbroken. She knew the odds were against her survival in this unforgiving expanse, but surrender was a concept alien to her nature. As she navigated through the debris, Ilara's mind raced with possibilities. Her ship was beyond repair, her crew lost, and her location unknown to any potential rescuers. The battle had been a surprise attack, leaving no time for distress signals. Her situation was dire, yet her training as a captain kicked in. She began to catalog resources, potential shelters, and any salvageable technology that could aid in her survival. In a twist of fate, her desperate journey through the wreckage led her to a partially intact escape pod. It was damaged, yes, but possibly repairable. With her engineering background and a relentless will to survive, Ilara set to work. Hours melded into a blur as she patched systems, rerouted power, and jury-rigged life support. Her hands moved with practiced precision, guided by a mix of training and instinct. As she toiled, her body screamed in protest against her injuries, but her spirit remained indomitable. It was this unyielding human spirit, this refusal to succumb to despair, that defined Ilara's essence. She was a fighter, a survivor, a beacon of human perseverance. And then, against all odds, the pod's systems flickered to life. A weak beacon began to pulse, sending a silent call into the depths of space. Ilara, with her dwindling consciousness, allowed herself a moment of hope, a gamble on the vast, uncaring cosmos to recognize her plea for life. It was this signal, faint yet persistent, that caught the attention of a passing Corvax vessel. The Corvax, beings of logic and science, were puzzled by the signal's primitive yet tenacious nature. Intrigued, they traced its source, discovering Ilara's makeshift refuge among the stars. As the Corvax approached, they observed this human, her body frail but her will unbroken, a stark contrast to their understanding of life and mortality. They decided to intervene, driven by curiosity and a burgeoning respect for the tenacity of this lone survivor. Aboard the Corvax vessel, a hive of activity buzzed with an energy that was both methodical and intensely curious. The Corvax, a species revered for their advanced technological prowess and a collective intelligence network, had never encountered a being quite like Ilara Jensen. Her arrival aboard their ship was met with an equal measure of intrigue and meticulous scrutiny. Ilara, still reeling from her ordeal, found herself in an environment starkly different from anything she had ever known. The clinical, almost sterile ambiance of the Corvax ship was a stark contrast to the chaos of the battlefield she had just left. Her human senses were bombarded with unfamiliar sights, sounds, and smells, but her survival instinct kept her alert and observant. The Corvax were beings of logic, their decisions and actions driven by data and efficiency. They viewed life through a lens of mathematical probability and outcomes, making Ilara's seemingly irrational refusal to succumb to her dire circumstances a fascinating anomaly to them. They pondered over her resilience. Was it a trait shared by all humans, or was Ilara an outlier, an extraordinary specimen of her species? As the Corvax scientists began their examination, they treated Ilara with a respect that bordered on reverence. They were not just healers. They were learners, eager to understand the biological and psychological nuances that enabled her survival. Their medical technology was advanced beyond human comprehension, capable of repairing tissue at a cellular level, yet they approached Ilara's care with a cautious reverence, eager to learn from her as much as they were to assist. Ilara, for her part, was a mix of gratitude and wariness. She understood that she was in no position to dictate terms, yet her innate sense of dignity and authority remained intact. She engaged with her rescuers, her curiosity about their culture and technology matching their interest in her. Through these interactions, a mutual respect began to form, particularly with a Corvax scientist named Ven. Ven was unlike any Corvax Alara had encountered so far. While all Corvax shared a collective consciousness, Ven exhibited a level of individual curiosity and empathy that stood out. He became Alara's primary liaison, explaining their customs, answering her myriad questions, and in turn, learning about humanity's vast cultural tapestry, its conflicts, its art, and its undying hope. Through Ven, Alara gained insight into the Corvax's view of existence. They did not fear death. They accepted it as an inevitable conclusion to a set of calculated probabilities. Yet, in Alara, they saw a being who fought against the inevitable with every fiber of her being, and this puzzled and fascinated them. They wondered if there was an intrinsic value to this struggle, a component of existence they had overlooked in their calculations. As Alara's physical wounds healed, her bond with the Corvax, especially Ven, deepened. She became more than a subject of study. She was a window to a different understanding of life, one that was not governed by logic alone but by an indefinable human spirit. The Corvax began to see her not just as a survivor, but as a teacher, someone who could introduce them to the chaotic beauty of unquantifiable existence. In this exchange of knowledge and culture, barriers began to dissolve. Alara's story spread throughout the Corvax collective, inspiring a wave of curiosity about humanity and its capacity for hope, resilience, and survival against the odds. This intercultural exchange marked the beginning of a new era for both Alara and the Corvax, one where understanding and empathy bridged the gap between two vastly different species. Alara's recovery under the Corvax's care marked a period of unprecedented cultural exchange and personal growth. The Corvax, with their advanced technology, had not only mended her physical wounds, but had also provided a platform for her to challenge the very limits of human endurance and resilience. Alara, in turn, became a living conduit through which the Corvax explored the vibrancy and unpredictability of human life. Amidst this exchange, the bond between Alara and Ven, the Corvax scientist, evolved into a profound partnership. Ven was deeply involved in the project to push Alara's limits, a venture that both intrigued and occasionally concerned him. He admired her tenacity, but also feared the potential consequences of their experiments. Alara's trials were designed to test the extremes of human physicality and psychology, pushing her to the brink in controlled environments. These tests ranged from simulations that replicated extreme physical conditions to psychological scenarios that delved deep into the human psyche. The Corvax observed, recorded, and analyzed, their fascination growing with each new discovery about human resilience. To the Corvax, these experiments were a means to quantify the unquantifiable, the human spirit. But for Alara, they were a journey of self-discovery. She encountered facets of her strength and willpower she never knew existed, tapping into deep reserves of perseverance and determination. Each test, each challenge brought a new understanding of herself and her species. The results were astounding. Alara not only survived but thrived, shattering the Corvax's initial theories and expectations. Her ability to adapt, overcome, and find new limits became a source of inspiration, not just for Ven, but for the entire Corvax collective. They began to see her not as an anomaly, but as a representation of what all life could aspire to when driven by an indomitable will. Ven, who had always perceived existence through the lens of data and probability, found his perspective shifting. He was moved by Alara's passion, her drive, and her unwavering spirit. Her resilience stirred something within him, a nascent understanding of the value of struggle and the beauty inherent in defying the odds. This period of experimentation also fostered a deeper camaraderie between Alara and the Corvax. They came to admire her not just for her physical and mental fortitude, but for her humanity, her capacity for joy, sorrow, love, and hope. Alara, in turn, grew to respect and appreciate the Corvax's intellect, their unity, and their quest for knowledge. The ripple effects of Alara's resilience tests with the Corvax began to extend beyond the confines of their spaceship, reaching out into the broader galactic community. News of a human who had endured the Corvax's extreme resilience trials spread like wildfire, sparking a curiosity that transcended species and star systems. This human, Ilara Jensen, had not only survived, but had also thrived under conditions that many considered the limits of biological possibility. As word of Ilara's feats spread, representatives from various species began to arrive, drawn by the tales of the human who defied the odds. They came from different corners of the galaxy, each with their own unique cultures, technologies, and philosophies, yet all were united by a singular desire to witness and understand the source of this extraordinary human resilience. The Corvax, recognizing the potential for a pivotal moment in interstellar relations, opened their vessel as a forum for exchange and dialogue. They facilitated demonstrations where Ilara showcased her physical and mental capabilities, not as a test subject, but as a peer, sharing her experiences and the lessons she had learned about pushing the boundaries of human endurance. These demonstrations were not just displays of physical prowess, but also deep dives into the human psyche, exploring the emotional and psychological drivers of resilience. Ilara shared her journey, her motivations, her fears, and her triumphs, offering insights into the human condition that many in the audience found profoundly moving and relatable. The impact of Ilara's story was profound. Species with advanced technologies saw potential in human tenacity and adaptability, considering new alliances and collaborations. Others, perhaps more isolated or wary of interstellar interactions, found inspiration in her courage, seeing in her a reflection of their own struggles and aspirations. Among the spectators was a delegation from the Zeltrons, a species known for their empathetic abilities, who were deeply touched by Ilara's emotional strength. There were also the Urians, a race of beings who valued physical endurance above all, who saw in Ilara a kindred spirit and a potential partner in their endeavors. As these diverse species interacted, the Corvax ship became a microcosm of the galaxy, a place where different beings could come together, united by a common thread of curiosity and admiration for the human spirit. The discussions that followed Ilara's demonstrations often stretched long into the standard galactic night, with delegates debating, sharing, and learning from each other. Ilara, once a lone survivor clinging to life in the wreckage of her ship, had become a symbol of unity and a bridge between worlds. Her story, her resilience, and her humanity ignited a spark of connection among the stars, laying the groundwork for a new era of interstellar cooperation and understanding. In this newfound camaraderie, the seeds of a galactic alliance were sown, with humanity and Ilara at its heart. The Corvax, once observers from a distance, were now active participants in this burgeoning community, their perspectives enriched by the diverse tapestry of life that had converged around them. The galactic unity sparked by Ilara's story, however inspiring, also cast a shadow. The Malrath, a formidable species known for their militaristic culture and expansive ambitions, viewed the burgeoning alliance and humanity's rising prominence with deep suspicion and growing alarm. To the Malrath, strength was the ultimate virtue, and they saw in humanity's resilience and the galactic unity around it a potential challenge to their own dominance. The Malrath had been expanding their territory with relentless efficiency, subjugating species and annexing star systems with little resistance. However, the unity forged by Ilara's example presented a new obstacle. The stories of a single human's endurance, which had inspired so many species, were perceived by the Malrath as a threat that could galvanize opposition against their expansionist aims. Determined to quash this nascent coalition before it could coalesce into a significant force, the Malrath began to mobilize. Their strategy was to strike swiftly and decisively, targeting Earth as a symbol of the burgeoning alliance and the cradle of what they saw as a disruptive new force in galactic politics. As the Malrath armada advanced towards Earth, their approach did not go unnoticed. The Corvax, now allies and friends to humanity, were among the first to detect the impending threat. Using their advanced technology, they deciphered the Malrath's strategic plans, and understanding the grave danger, they immediately warned Ilara and the leaders of Earth. The news of the Malrath's approach sent shockwaves through Earth's governing bodies and among the allied species. A war council was convened, with representatives from across the galaxy joining to formulate a defense. Ilara, with her unique standing among the galactic community, played a pivotal role in these deliberations. Despite the gravity of the situation, the unity forged in the wake of Ilara's story proved to be Earth's greatest strength. The allied species, many of whom had never cooperated on such a scale, brought their technologies, strategies, and resources to bear in Earth's defense. They were not just defending a planet, but a symbol of their newfound unity and shared values. Ilara, despite having no formal military command, became a central figure in the unfolding events. Her resilience, which had inspired so many, was now a beacon of hope in the face of adversity. She worked tirelessly, liaising between different species, helping to integrate diverse technologies, and forging a united front against the Malrath threat. The preparations for Earth's defense were a testament to the power of unity in diversity. Technologies from across the galaxy were integrated into a cohesive defense network. Strategies were devised that leveraged the unique strengths of each species, and a sense of solidarity pervaded among the defenders. As the Malrath fleet approached, a sense of tension gripped Earth and its defenders. The planet's fate, and perhaps the future of the galaxy, would soon be decided in the vacuum of space, where the assembled fleet awaited the Malrath's arrival. Ilara, aboard one of the lead ships, looked out into the void, her determination unwavering. The upcoming battle was not just a fight for survival, but a stand for the values and unity that had come to define this new galactic era. As the Malrath fleet drew near, the atmosphere among Earth's defenders was a blend of resolve and apprehension. The diverse armada that had assembled in Earth's orbit was a testament to the solidarity that Ilara's story had fostered. Yet, the approaching threat posed by the Malrath's formidable forces loomed large, casting a shadow of impending conflict. Ilara, despite not being a military commander, emerged as a symbol of the coalition's unity and determination. Her experiences and the trials she had endured resonated with the defenders, human and alien alike, imbuing them with a shared sense of purpose. She traversed the fleet, sharing her story, bolstering the morale of the Allied forces, and reinforcing the bonds that had united them. The strategic discussions among the Allied leaders were intense, with Ilara actively participating, her insights and unyielding spirit providing inspiration. The plan they devised capitalized on the coalition's diverse capabilities, integrating alien technology and tactics in a way that no single species had managed before. Earth's defense strategy became a mosaic of interstellar ingenuity, each piece vital to the whole. As the Malrath fleet entered the solar system, a broadcast from Ilara was transmitted across all Allied channels. Her message was one of unity and defiance, a call to stand together against a foe that sought to divide and conquer. Her words, charged with the weight of her experiences and the strength of her conviction, served as a rallying cry, echoing the resolve of every being ready to defend Earth. The battle that ensued was unlike any the galaxy had witnessed. The Malrath, seasoned in the art of war, found themselves challenged by the unpredictability and ingenuity of the Allied forces. The defenders leveraged their diverse strengths in a symphony of coordinated assaults, unconventional strategies, and steadfast resilience. Ilara, aboard a command vessel, watched as the battle unfolded. She saw the unity of purpose in the face of adversity, the collective courage of countless beings who had chosen to stand with humanity. This unity, sparked by her own journey, was now a tangible force, altering the course of the conflict. The Malrath, confounded by the unexpected resistance, began to falter. Their strategies, designed for a fragmented opposition, were ineffective against the cohesive alliance. The tide of battle turned, with the defenders pushing back against the invaders, driven by a shared conviction that transcended species and worlds. In the heat of battle, Ilara's ship was targeted, sustaining critical damage. The possibility of her demise became starkly real, yet her concern was for the fleet, for Earth, and for the unity of the defenders. In those precarious moments, her leadership and courage shone brightest, embodying the spirit of the alliance she had helped forge. As the conflict reached its climax, the Malrath's resolve crumbled under the weight of their losses and the unyielding resistance of the Allied forces. The turning point came when the Malrath flagship, in a desperate bid to salvage their campaign, launched a direct assault on Earth, only to be intercepted and overwhelmed by the Defenders' united front. The aftermath of the galactic conflict with the Malrath was a time of reckoning. Earth, although saved, bore the scars of battle, its landscapes altered and cities in need of reconstruction. The victory had been hard won, with the Allied fleet suffering significant losses. Yet the sense of relief and unity was palpable across the planet and among the interstellar community that had rallied to its defense. In the days following the battle, Earth became a focal point for galactic solidarity. The Allied species, many of whom had never set foot on the planet, arrived to offer aid. Their technology and expertise facilitated rapid healing of the war's wounds, but the psychological impact on Earth's inhabitants and their allies was deeper and more complex. Ilara, who had become a symbol of this unprecedented unity, found herself at the center of the reconstruction efforts, her leadership now extending beyond military strategy to include the rebuilding of a world. Her role evolved to embody the liaison between Earth and the galaxy, a beacon of the newfound interspecies collaboration. The Corvax, with their advanced technology, played a crucial role in the planet's physical recovery, offering tools and knowledge that accelerated the healing process. Other species contributed in their ways, sharing resources, expertise, and importantly, a sense of community that transcended previous boundaries. As Earth's cities rose from the rubble, so too did a new structure of interstellar relations. The alliance forged in the crucible of conflict laid the groundwork for a cooperative framework among the stars. Planetary leaders and alien representatives convened to discuss the future, drafting pacts that would ensure mutual support and prevent the rise of another threat like the Malrath. Ilara, reflecting on the journey from her solitary struggle for survival in space to becoming a galactic diplomat, realized the depth of change within herself and the universe. The battles she had fought, both physical and diplomatic, had not only reshaped her, but also the fabric of interstellar relations. The sense of unity was not confined to political agreements. It permeated the cultures and consciousness of the allied species. Earth's art, music, and stories, infused with the experiences of the conflict and the victory, spread across the galaxy, influencing and being influenced by alien cultures. A new era of cultural exchange began, with humanity contributing to the galactic tapestry as much as it learned from it. Despite the celebrations and the optimistic turn towards the future, the losses of the conflict were not forgotten. Memorials were erected on Earth and across the galaxy, honoring those who had fallen. These monuments stood as reminders of the cost of unity and the value of peace, lessons that the galaxy, now more interconnected than ever, would carry forward. The victory over the Malrath and the subsequent rebuilding of Earth marked a new chapter for humanity and its place in the cosmos. However, the triumph was not without its profound costs and lessons. The physical devastation was evident, but the emotional and psychological scars bore deeper into the soul of Earth's inhabitants and their interstellar allies. Ilara Jensen, now revered not just on Earth but across the galaxy, grappled with the weight of her role in the conflict. She had become a symbol of unity and resilience, yet the personal toll of her journey, from the wreckage of her ship to the forefront of an interstellar war, lingered within her. The loss of comrades, the burden of leadership, and the relentless pressure to embody the hope of billions had left indelible marks on her spirit. The reconstruction of Earth was as much about healing these deeper wounds as it was about rebuilding structures. Communities across the planet engaged in solemn ceremonies to honor those who had sacrificed their lives. These moments of remembrance were shared across the galaxy, with alien species participating, showcasing the deep bonds formed in the crucible of conflict. The Allies' contribution to Earth's recovery extended beyond mere material assistance. They brought perspectives on loss and healing that were new to humanity, enriching the planet's cultural and philosophical discourse. The Corvax, with their collective consciousness, offered insights into communal healing, while the empathic Zeltrons helped humans process their grief and trauma. Ilara, amid her responsibilities, found solace in these interspecies exchanges, learning to navigate her own healing journey while guiding others. Her story, once a beacon of indomitable will, evolved to include her vulnerabilities and her quest for inner peace, adding depth to her legacy. The reconstruction also spurred advancements in technology and infrastructure, with alien innovations integrating seamlessly with human ingenuity. Earth cities blossomed anew, not just rebuilt but transformed, reflecting the fusion of interstellar cultures and ideas. This renaissance was not confined to urban centers. It spread across the planet, influencing agriculture, education, and governance, infusing them with new galactic perspectives. The alliance that had defended Earth evolved into a more formalized coalition, dedicated to ensuring the stability and prosperity of its members. Alara played a pivotal role in shaping this coalition, using her experiences and her relationships with various species to foster a spirit of cooperation and mutual respect. As Earth healed and flourished, so too did the sense of a shared galactic destiny. The Alliance's success against the Malrath had proven the value of unity in the face of adversity. Species that had once viewed each other with suspicion now looked towards a future where collaboration was the cornerstone of interstellar relations. In the years that followed the siege of Earth, the galaxy witnessed an unprecedented era of peace and collaboration. Alara Jensen, once a mere captain, had become a pivotal figure in this new galactic chapter. Her legacy, rooted in her indomitable spirit during the darkest times, now blossomed into a beacon of hope and unity for countless species. Earth, rejuvenated by the collective efforts of its interstellar allies, became a central hub for cultural exchange and diplomatic discourse. The planet's transformation was emblematic of humanity's new role in the galaxy, a testament to their resilience and their capacity to unite diverse beings towards a common goal. Alara's personal journey, from the brink of death in the vacuum of space to a symbol of interstellar unity, continued to inspire. Her experiences were chronicled in educational curricula, documentaries, and even artistic expressions across various cultures, serving as a reminder of the power of perseverance and the value of mutual support. Beyond her public persona, Alara engaged in reflective practices, penning memoirs and participating in dialogues about the lessons learned from the conflict. She emphasized the importance of understanding and empathy across species, advocating for a future where such principles were the foundations of interstellar relations. The alliances formed during Earth's defense evolved into a robust intergalactic council, with representatives from numerous worlds working together to address universal challenges. This council, inspired by the solidarity shown during the siege, tackled issues ranging from resource distribution to collective security, always guided by the ethos of cooperation that Alara and her allies had embodied. On a more personal level, Alara maintained her connections with those she had fought alongside, particularly with Ven, the Corvax scientist who had become a close confidant. Their friendship stood as a symbol of the individual relationships that had been forged in the heat of battle, enduring bonds that transcended species and worlds. As Earth's landscapes thrived and its cities bustled with a mix of human and alien inhabitants, the planet's recovery was celebrated as a galactic achievement. Annual commemorations were held, not just to remember the conflict, but to honor the unity and shared purpose that had emerged from it. Alara, while honored for her role in these events, remained humble, always redirecting the accolades towards the collective effort of the countless beings who had stood with Earth. Her story, while extraordinary, was but one thread in the rich tapestry of the galaxy's ongoing narrative. Years after the siege of Earth and the establishment of the Intergalactic Council, the galaxy had transformed into a beacon of cooperation and progress. At the heart of this transformation was Earth, now a vibrant hub of interstellar diplomacy and cultural exchange. Alara Jensen, whose courage and resilience had once ignited the flame of unity, looked out into the cosmos from her home on this rejuvenated Earth, contemplating the journey that had brought them to this new dawn. Alara's legacy was not just inscribed in the annals of history, but was alive in the bustling streets of Earth's cities, in the harmonious blend of alien and human cultures, and in the council that continued to guide the galaxy towards a shared future. The scars of the past had healed into symbols of collective strength, and the lessons learned from the conflict with the Malrath had become foundational principles for the new era. As an elder stateswoman and an esteemed figure in galactic affairs, Ilara's insights were sought by leaders and policymakers across the cosmos. Her experiences during Earth's darkest and brightest days provided a unique perspective on leadership, resilience, and the importance of unity. Yet Ilara remained grounded, always emphasizing the collective effort over her individual contributions. In this era of peace, humanity had embraced its role in the galactic community, leveraging its unique qualities to foster collaboration and understanding among diverse species. Earth's culture, enriched by alien influences, had blossomed, creating a society where innovation and tradition merged seamlessly. Despite the progress and peace, Ilara remained vigilant. She knew that the galaxy was vast and unpredictable, with challenges and opportunities lying beyond every star. Her resolve to maintain the unity and to continue striving for a better future was as strong as ever. Ilara's personal journey had come full circle, from a lone survivor in space to a guiding light for the galaxy. Yet in her heart, she knew that humanity's journey was far from over. The unyielding horizon of the cosmos beckoned, full of mysteries to unravel, worlds to explore, and new stories to forge in the annals of the universe. As she stood gazing at the stars, Ilara felt a profound connection to the vastness of the cosmos, a reminder of the endless possibilities that lay ahead. The galaxy, once a place of division and conflict, was now a tapestry of interconnected destinies, with humanity playing a vital role in its unfolding narrative. In this moment of reflection, Ilara understood that her legacy was not just about what had been achieved, but about what would be pursued in the countless tomorrows. The future was a canvas, vast and waiting, ready to be shaped by the dreams and actions of all who called the galaxy home. With the stars as witnesses, humanity was ready to embark on its next chapter, forever marked by their refusal to yield, their drive to explore, and their place among the celestial community.